3 from 4 props landed last week, a 75% hit rate, and the only thing that stopped a clean sweep was Drake May being unable to throw the ball in a bit of a snowstorm. It's championship week in the NFL, which means we're down to just 2 games. We've got the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship on Sunday, and both of them are absolute crackers. With fewer games, rotations will tighten, stars stay on the field, and usage becomes even clearer, which is exactly where we want to be when we're betting player props. So, as usual, we'll keep this focused, logical, and built around game script rather than hype. Some hype. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with the first game of Championship Sunday, the AFC Championship. Patriots at Broncos. Mile High is a formidable place to play, and the Broncos' home record backs that up. Altitude, noise, and a defense that feeds off momentum. This is not an easy spot. But everything about this game changed last week. Bo Nix had just delivered a career statement win over Josh Allen and the Bills. Watching him walk off the field, you'd never have guessed what was coming next. But less than 20 minutes later, Sean Payton confirmed it. Broken ankle, season over. So, the obvious question becomes, how did Denver score points? The answer is Jarrett Stidham.
Who?
Exactly. But Stidham isn't a complete novice. He's had NFL starts with the Raiders, a couple with the Broncos back in 2023, and when you actually look at the numbers, they stack up better than you might expect. He knows the playbook, he knows the offense, and this is it for him. This is a championship game at home, and quite frankly, this could define his NFL career, potentially his life. So we're not asking him to be spectacular. We're asking him to be functional. That brings us to the first prop. Jarrett Stidham over 150 passing yards. At this number, we don't need fireworks. We just need Denver to move the chains and stay competitive. And with the Patriots able to sit back in coverage, Stidham is going to have opportunities underneath. And if he's going to get there, he'll need reliable hands. Which brings us to the second part of the play. When you're not looking to throw bombs, you lean on your tight end. And Evan Engram gives Denver exactly that. Evan Engram over 19.5 receiving yards. This is a classic safety valve role. Short routes, quick reads, and a tight end who knows how to find space when the quarterback needs help. Put the two together and the logic lines up perfectly. If Stidham clears his passing line, Engram is almost certainly involved. Play them together, the double pays 6-5. Now let's move on to the second game of the night, the NFC Championship. Rams at Seahawks. Before we get into the props, it's worth setting the context with this Rams team. LA has been the best offense in football this season, number 1 in points, yards, and yards per play. They don't beat themselves either. Fewest penalties in the league, and only 3 teams with fewer turnovers. Defensively, they're elite as well. Fewest rushing touchdowns allowed, a top 5 pressure rate, and one of the best takeaway units in football. This is a complete team, and the way they stress defenses is by forcing you to defend every blade of grass. Which brings us to the tight ends. The Rams have 3 legitimate top-line tight ends, and Matthew Stafford absolutely loves using them, especially when defenses tilt coverage towards Puka and Devante. So instead of guessing which one benefits, we're leaning into how this offense actually functions. We've got 2 tight end props, both at very low numbers. First up, Terrance Ferguson over 10.5 receiving yards. Last week was Ferguson's first game back from injury, and straight away he saw 5 targets. That tells you everything you need to know about how comfortable Stafford is going back to him. At 10.5 yards, this is a roll bet. He's part of the rotation, he's on the field, and 1 catch gets us most, if not all, of the way there. Then we pair it with Higbee, over 14.5 receiving yards. A crazy line. Higbee is the trusted option. Big downs, broken plays, middle of the field, this is where Stafford looks when coverage stretches wide. Again, 14.5 yards is a very low bar for a tight end with his role in an offense this efficient. These aren't spike week bets. They're not prediction bets. They're about structure. 2 tight ends, 2 low lines, 1 offense that forces you to defend everything and everywhere. Play them together. The double comes in at 13-5. That's Terrance Ferguson over 10.5 receiving yards. Tyler Higbee over 14.5 receiving yards. So that's the championship week card. 4 props, 2 games, 1 clear theme. Structure over speculation. If you want to roll all 4 together, the combined price comes out at 6.9-1. A championship week swing built on roll, usage and game script rather than hope. That's the main card. Now before we finish, a quick one for anyone and who doesn't like a bit of upside. We're down to just 4 teams, which means markets start to thin out, but it also opens up a couple of interesting long shot angles. One that's worth looking at is the Super Bowl MVP market. Historically, this is a quarterback award. In fact, 5 of the last 6 Super Bowl MVPs have been quarterbacks. So let's look at the prices. You've got Sam Darnold at 5-2, Drake May at 11-4, and Matthew Stafford at 3-1. And then there's the 4th option, our man Jarrett Stidham at 20-1. Now, is it likely? No. But is it impossible? Not even close. We've already seen this season that anything can happen. We literally watched a 44-year-old Philip Rivers come back into the NFL. So at this point, you can never say never. Narrative matters in sport. Romanticism matters too. If Stidham takes over a battered Broncos team, navigates championship weekend, gets them to the Super Bowl, and then delivers the Lombardi Trophy to Denver, you can't seriously tell me he's not walking off that field as Super Bowl MVP. This isn't a main card play. It's not really sensible, but at 20-1, it's a proper Hail Mary punt with real upside. One to keep an eye on. So that's championship week. 2 games, 4 main props, 1 clear plan. If you like them, play them how you're comfortable. Singles, doubles, or the full card. Enjoy the games. Remember to bet sensibly and only stake what you can afford to lose. And of course, good luck. We'll see you on the other side. For unbelievably, it's come round so quick, but it's nearly Super Bowl Sunday. Good luck.